How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Trailmakers. In today's video, it's going to be something a little different. We are in a new location. We're going to be taking a look at a new map that I just finished, the Cops and Robbers map. So if you are doing criminal crimes and you're getting away with it, you're wanting to get away with it, this might be a good map for you to practice. So you're not doing real crimes, you're just playing in the game. That way, you can get driving practice and escaping practice from the police. So in this map, we also have a couple of vehicles we have built specifically for this map to scale, to keep it realistic-like. And we will take a look at those as well as a viewer build. So stay tuned. We're going to look at all of those things right now. Our first build here we're going to take a look at on the Cops and Robbers map. By the way, we are in the park. Just in case you're wondering where this location is, we are in the park here in the mountains. And we're right next to the residential area. This here's the police car for the Cops and Robbers map. All of these vehicles will have the Cops and Robbers tag on them as well. So if you're looking for them, there's the police car, there is the sports car for the robbers, there's the pickup truck for the robbers, and there's also a flyer, a small ultralight flyer for the police that's got cannon on it. That's the only armed vehicle in this thing. So there is a couple of rules of when you're playing here on the Cops and Robbers map. First rule, use the vehicles that are built for it because they're built to scale the speeds. They're fairly realistic for the size of everything. It'll make it a lot funner, a lot more realistic, a lot more challenging, I think. Or you can use your own vehicles and scale it up if you want. If you want to try and go faster, down the alley here. Not so great. They don't pave these alleys, man. Really, got to get a bigger budget. So as you can see, we got lots of barrels and explodable things here. The second rule is that there is no weaponry or modifying the vehicles for weaponry. Just like in real life, the police don't shoot cannons at you when they're chasing you down the highway. They will try and use their vehicle to knock you off the road. That's what you got to do with the robbers. So the robbers need to make the explosion happen at the bank, detonate the vault at the bank, and then they have to escape to the mountain cabins, and that's how you are victorious. If you can get to the mountain cabins before you get taken off the road by the police. Now, this here's the residential area. As you can see, we got a couple of houses. Can't go in the houses because they're made of containers, but it's the only way I can get color. So we got a couple of yards here. As you can see, we got some lights, got some fire hydrants there, we got some street lights. Right, so this is what it looked like during the day so y'all can actually see. So there's a road that goes up there through that canyon. That is the road to the cabins up in the mountains. Way up there in the mountains. This road goes all the way up and around and behind. So that's where you eventually need to get to if you want to escape the police after detonating the vault. So this here's the residential area. So let's hit the highway. And there's lots of areas to explore and build as well down there. Down this dirt road here takes you down into the canyon. There's a big wall climbing area down there at the end, an open area where you can build, or a forested area as well if you want to explore. Well, we're going to head out here on the highway, and you probably noticed this track, this big long track here above me, right? Well, that thing there, that is made out of metallic metal. So you can use magnets on there. So if you want to load this map in and build yourself a monorail that rides on that track, it is metal all the way around. It takes you from the residential area here. As you can see, we'll head out on the highway. So we're going to take our police car here out on the highway. And the police car here, number one, we get us our lights. Number two, is going to give us our sirens. L is for our normal lights, and that also turns on our red and blues. So we can turn off the siren and just give me the old, you want to pull over, man? Alright. So that's number one. It's going to close those up like that. All nice and good. We still got our red and blues on and our headlights on. That's L. That's all connected with L. So this here road that goes off to the side here, this sketchy looking piece of highway, When you love it if real roads look like this, it'd be like, man, I think I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna take a bus. So this will take you, this is the shortcut route or alternate route through the airport. Yes, there's the airport. So as you can see here, we will come actually underneath the runway, which is above us. And this will bring us out up here, actually at the airport by the tower. And then here's the airport. So we have some storage area here. Explosive things. Always good to store your barrels, explosive equipment right next to the runway. That's a, you know, rule number one. So we got some lights here, as you can see, some landing lights at the airport. So as you can see it in the dark. We'll take a look at it in the dark when we fly by. But there's the tower here. We got a power station over here. It's generating some power for the tower. Power for the tower. I was not, no, okay, never mind. Alright, so this here's the other route. We can leave the airport. We can come this way. The highway comes all the way around. You can see where our monorail rail actually comes from. And we got highway lights. We got lights on the highway all the way around. This brings us into town. So once we cross this here bridge, we are officially in town. Great place to store some explosive barrels there on either side of the bridge. So this here's in town. Alright, so once we get in town, I'll make sure we follow all them laws and stuff, because we's the police. The lights is green, so we can go. So we can come through here. Now this super tall building right here, see up there? Right there at the bank. That's the bank. Oh, look out, intersection. Crazy drivers in this city, man. Even though I'm the only one here. And another single soul. It's like one of them U.S. military test bases out in the desert where they're going to eventually nuke it so they don't put nothing there. So this here's the bank. So this is the explosion that you want to detonate. Let's jump out the car here. This is the explosion you want to detonate. We'll look up here on this wall and we can see way up there. See them red barrels? Them there's the ones we're going to blow up. So how we're going to do that is there's a trace of barrels all the way up this corner of the building. Down very bottom here, we have this little red button. We got the bomb plant. And Mr. Bomb Plant's going to detonate the whole thing. Boom, 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 all the way up the buildings. Once those have detonated, that is the cue for the police now has the right to take you off the track. So at the beginning of the game, you'd have the robbers driving around and the police driving around, and you can't do anything to the robbers until they trigger that bomb. Now they broke the law, now you got to try and stop them. So when you trigger this, just by touching it, you hear them explosions going off all the way up to there. All of the barrels have exploded. As you can see, we got a couple that have respawned back in. And our little blocks here are all knocked down, so we know that the explosion actually happened. I think the building's just so high that they have time to respawn. Let's get rid of that barrel. Ha ha ha! Yes. They have time to respawn before you can actually get up here. I was going to put the detonator up here, but that'd be too easy. You need to be able to do it on the ground. Because you're not allowed to, well, I guess you can fly around, but you got to get to the point with your vehicle, in your vehicle. So once you detonate that, then you got to be in your car. So that's why the detonator's down here. And this is also where the monorail starts. It's on the 3rd floor of this building here. It's a good place to load and unload your creation. Try and get all the way around. As you can see, it goes up through that way, up over the mountains towards the residential area. Once you blow them bombs up in the bank, the police is now going to try and chase you. So the police is going to be driving around the city. As soon as they hear that boom, 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 then they have the free and clear to put you under arrest. So we're not going to be in the cop car. We're going to be in one of the 2 robber vehicles, which look like this. So this is the robber's pickup truck. Not too fancy, just fancy enough. So this pickup is queued to drive at about, let's see, what's our top speed? I believe it's around 150, 160. But it has a boost in it as well, so once you get up to 110, I believe it is, your turbos will kick in, giving you extra speed. So it uses a Bulldog engine, not a Bulldog, but a Dragon engine and the second largest engine there for the sound. It sounds better, sounds beefier. So in the pickup truck, you can escape. There's 2 ways that you can try and get to your escape point. So once you blow up the bomb here, and the most important rule in this is that once the game has started, Once that's been triggered, no rebuilding. That makes it a little more difficult, right? So if you smash into something, if you think you can finish like this, you're good to go. Well, you actually might be able to. No, not so much. Oh, man, I smashed up my truck. So, no rebuilding. Once the game starts, no, we don't want to be driving from the passenger seat, man. Even though you can, it just don't feel right. L is for lights here. We got some lights, so you can hide in some dark places. And again, you don't have to beeline straight for the mountains, right? If you think you can hide, right? If you can turn your lights off, especially if you're playing at night. You know, there's little places like this where you can hide. Oh. You gotta be real careful. It's just like in real life, if you mess up your vehicle, you can't just automatically repair it. The streets are fairly level with the ground, so you can't drive off that way. So here's the long version of getting to the mountains. So we leave town. And let's play at night just for the sake of, see, you've seen the pickup truck there. We're at the old step side. Of course, we got the fancy decals all over that as well. So let's put this to nighttime. Put our lights on. We got some lights on top and on the headlights. And we're gonna hit the highway. As you can see, we got our street lights. So we'll hit the highway. We're doing about 100 now. We'll do once it hits 110. We'll see our turbos kick in. We can do about 155. Careful on the highway here. So we're gonna fly out on the highway towards. There's the airport up there on the hill. Whoa, better look where I'm driving. And we're going to head towards the residential area because that's where Canyon Road is to get up in the mountain. We're going to come through this underpass here. There's them snowy mountains. There's the tower up there for the airport. Careful now. Keep her on the road. Keep between the ditches. And again, this map can be played just if you just want to come and build and play and drive around. It's all fine and dandy. So once you get to the residential area, you can turn that way. You can go through the alley. Turn this way. There's the park where we started. We'll turn down this way. Careful of these sidewalks here. They will take you out. So we want to hit this way and then hit the Canyon Road. Oh, man. Just like that. See? What was that, man? Was that cat in the road or something, man? And again, you can make your own rules if you want. If you want to have 3 rebuilds or whatever, doesn't really matter. There's just a lot of spots in these tracks where you have a hard time rebuilding because there's no solid ground underneath you, so it doesn't see enough room. But this is the highway that will take you. Let's get back up to speed here. That's it. And turbos will kick in. Here we go. So this is the High Canyon Road that takes you up to the campsites or up to the cabins. Way out here. Ain't no mountains on either side to protect you here. So this is like the high-speed chase getaway part. The cops should be right behind you, trying to take you off the road, trying to bump you off the road without taking themselves off the road. All you got to do is get to the cabins before you get through the entrance of the campground, I guess, before the police get you off the road, or destroy your vehicle to the point where you can't drive anymore. So we're getting up high here. We got some snow on the mountains. We want to slow down a little bit here as to not wreck our own vehicle like we only just did, but hey, we just want to escape. So once we get up here, we can just escape through these gates and then come and trigger this button right over here. Oh, come on. Really? Settle down. Which triggers explosives all the way up there, which is supposedly supposed to knock down a beam that was across here, but I couldn't get the damn thing to balance. So, no beam. Just trigger the explosives and get up here to the cabins. See, we got some cabins up here. Over here to the campground, place to park. Here's some campfires. Getting nice and warm by the campfire. Yeah. Camping. Everyone loves camping. Got some picnic tables. So this is where you need to escape to. There's the airport way over there. There's the bank tower way off in the distance there. And our residential area is right on the other side of these rocks here. We can see down there. There's the houses down there. There's the forested canyon down here, which takes you into a hole down there. It's all dark down there. It's hard to see. There's some big rock faces down there if you want to do some wall climbing or rock climbing. So let's bring this back to daylight. And then we can see what the robber's sports car looks like as well, and the police flyer. So this is the robber's getaway car, the robber's sports car, it's going to be called on the shop when I upload it. So it's kind of a, I call it the Ferrari OMG. It looks very Ferrari-like, doesn't it? So let's jump in there. This thing will do about 165, but again, with no repairing. Oh, see, there's our big plank that decided to, it must have flew up in the air and decided to land down here. As big as it is, it's still totally movable with the player. Get this thing out the way. Come on now. He's an almighty player. See? Not enough room. Not enough space to rebuild. So in the sports car, like I said, we can do about 170, I believe. But again, the faster you're going, the better chance of doing damage to your vehicle, right? So you can probably escape faster, but the faster you're driving, the higher the chance that you're going to wipe out. This again, using them wonderful new decals to make the rims look like low-profile tires. It's just great. Those decals make it look like there's a whole bunch of new pieces. Really, man? And here's the workaround for that if you can't rebuild. It gives me the B, right, to build, so I'll just go into build mode. And then out of build mode. Oh, look, there seems to be enough room now. But yeah, so that's the sports car for being the robbers. You can be the pickup truck or the sports car. This doesn't have any turbos because it goes fast enough already on its own. It's got all the motors, all the powers. But as you can see, at 152, it's doing about the same speed as the pickup truck. So you guys are basically, it's fairly equal. It's more about styling, driving, whether or not you want to drive fast or have the suspension like in the truck. So when we come through the residential area here off of Canyon Road, over this way if we go straight rather than on the highway, this takes us to the old dirt road where the bridge is actually out. You can't use the bridge because it doesn't go across, but somebody laid a bunch of planks across there. So if you time it right, you get the right angle, you can crash into the planks. So if you time it right and get the right angle, you can jump across the bridge that is out. And this here will get you on the dirt road, which is the back way into town. So you can try and come across this way and try and jump, but there's no real jump to get across that way. So this will take you down the slightly bumpy back dirt road until you get to the paved roads. Back in the city, right on. So this takes you back in on the back side of town. Actually, let's hit the gas station. Oh! Let's stay on the road. This car got so much powers, man. So many powers. So here's the gas station here. We can pull in, refuel. So here's the bank again as well. Another feature of in the city here is the arena here, which we can have a look at. We'll jump out here. This arena is made out of rails and the floor as well. All these rails are made of the magnetic steel. So if you want to make hovercraft that use magnets to hover or build like a ball of magnets, and there's two entry areas. There's one on this side, one on that side over there. So it's almost like a Beyblade arena, but for magnetically hovering things or things that are magnetically powered. So they'll bounce off the walls. They won't hit the walls. They will float off of the magnetic steel on the bottom here. So that might be something that you might want to try and play around with as well in there. Build some kind of magnetic floaty balls, like maybe remote controlled battle bots that are magnetically hovering in there instead of wheels, no wheels. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. I may try and build a few things in there myself. So again, down here at the city, let's take a look up. There's the bank tower. Goes all the way up. Those barrels again will respawn. We got some other buildings. Nothing really that you can go inside of, just because there's already enough things on this map. There's the rail that goes over the mountains that follows the canyon around to the residential area, and then loops back around the highway here to the bank building. Of course, they always want you coming back to the bank. So let's take a look at our flyer for the police. This is the only armed vehicle in this, and I think this would be the fun part, is because again, it's scaled for the chase, right? So the guys in the police, if they got to chase you with the police air support, they're probably going to try and disarm you somehow, right? Or follow you at least. So just following you isn't going to do much. So I decided to give it a cannon. So let's take a look at the flyer and what it can do. All right, so this is our little mini police flyer. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's designed to be not overpowering and over speedy. It's going to be like a police chase, like in a helicopter or whatever, right? They could fly past you, but basically you want to be able to stick with the vehicles. And again, just to keep it kind of balanced, right? So we'll just jump into seat. This is right here. This is VTOL as well. We'll hit number 1 to engage our stabilizers, our helicopter engines on either side there. We got a couple of set of bi-wings there and some funky decals on there. Number 2 is our lights, and also brings our cannon down to a specific angle, so that's pursuit mode. Loud sirens, let's not do that. And number 3 is just lights, like our spotlights facing down, so when we get in the air, we can turn those on. And spacebar for our power. So once our number 1 has been hit, our stabilizers are running, we can just hold the spacebar, lean forward a little bit, watch out for the trees. Oh, into the rhubarb. Right on. Right on. That's not how you do it, man. Get over here. In here. Hit number 1, spacebar. Watch out for the monorail. So here's the city. So this just uses seat control, W and S, for up and down, and then your roll is just seat control based. So it's nice and small. As you can see, we're not doing super speed, so we could actually follow a car that was on the road. So if we go into pursuit mode, let's say if we're out here on the highway, if there was a car down here on the highway trying to escape, right, we can hit number 3 to turn our lights on. We got spotlights underneath, which are a little more obvious when you're close to the surface, not super strong, or when it's nighttime. Woo! Watch out for the street lights. And number 2, pursuit mode. Once our sirens are engaged, our cannon comes down at a specific angle, and left shift lets us but it's the same thing with the police, right? No repairing. So if you're chasing somebody out here on the highway, and you damage yourself, you're screwed. That's it. Can't do no more chasing. Pursuit mode. So again, you just want to tap that propellers. Once you start firing, see something like that, boom! Imagine a car down there ripping them, trying to escape. You got to try and disable them without disabling yourself, which could be fun. I think it could be fun. Oh, and every time you, whoa, that was close. So then you know they're going to be heading for Canyon Road. So then you got to chase them up Canyon Road. Or you can try flying over the mountains and come at them from the backside, like from over top here, and come at them. Then you're only going to get like 1 or 2 shots, right? That is a really annoying buzzer. Turn the sirens off. Unfortunately, that also doesn't give me the angle that I need to shoot at the ground. But that's the police flyer, right? So you'd be chasing somebody up here. There'd be a police car behind them. You see somebody, or even 2 on 2, right? You could have 2 robbers and 2 police. So you got air support and the police car. There's only a couple of ways you can go to get up here, and only one road to get up here. So it basically boils down to the big chase to get up to the mountaintop, up the highway, up the back of the mountain. I think that could be real fun. It's a different challenge. I guess it's a mini game in the map, in the mod. Call it that. Cops and Robbers. That's what this mod will be called as well when I upload it. Just type in Cops and Robbers. So here is the campground. Let's pull around here and see if we can land normal. I doubt it. Nope, not when we hit a tree. That's not called normal. So that is the little police flyer, air support. That'll be on the shop as well. That'll be tagged with Cops and Robbers. And that is the 2 police vehicles and the 2 robber escape vehicles. So have a look for that. I will upload all of this once this video is complete. If you're watching it, it's available. Alright, let's take a look at our viewer build and the last build of this video. Alright, so I had a viewer request for a missile that drives like a car, but then can launch itself at the push of a button. Okay, I think I could do that. I think I could do that. So this is what I came up with, this fiery hot dog looking thing. I know. As we can see in here, see, we got our engine and stuff like that. So it drives like a car. So check out them rear wheels with them cool decals on there. They look all spacked. Looks like we got new kind of rims. Look at that. Pretty fancy, eh? That's using the spiral fan pattern on the tires themselves. So that looks pretty cool. So this rear vehicle, yes, you can drive it like a normal vehicle. It don't look like a normal vehicle, that's for sure, but it works. Drive it on the grass, as we can see. But it also needs to be a missile that needs to be able to launch itself. So let's say if we're like, man, this road taking too long. I want to attack the bank from here. I don't want to have to wait. Now, I don't know if I can get over those mountains, man. It's going to be a first attempt from here. Let's find some level ground here, which is going to work better. I just know it's going to work better. Alright, so once we get into a flat area, we can hit stop like this. We can hit number 1. This closes us up, hits our sirens, lets everyone know incoming. Number 2, prepare for launch. This puts us into launch mode. Once our legs retracts, we are ready. Number 3, engages thrust, and seat steering is what we use to get where we're going. Number 3, we are airborne. We are now a missile. We are now a guided missile. We're going to try and hit the bank. Let's see if we can hit the bank. Ooh, it's just tanking the frames. It don't like the fire. Fire particles. Here we go. Try and keep your nose in the air a little bit. Keep the nose up. Keep the nose up. Keep it up. It's just mini thrusters flying this thing. And then seat steering. Start turning a wee bit. We're going to totally miss. Yep. Down. There we go. Boom. Ouch. That's going to leave a mark. So let's say if we wanted to bomb the airport from here with our missile car. Number 1. Number 2. And we can even fire number 3 before we even bring our stuff up. That'll come up automatically, fold up out of the way. We are now in missile mode. Missile mode. Airport tower, missile mode, direct target hit. Boom! Nicely done. If that was destructible, it'd be destructed, eh? That's what I think. Alright, that's all I got for you in this video, guys. Thanks a ton for watching. If you enjoyed what you see here, hit that like button. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know which of these vehicles you'd like, or even if you'd play a game like this, or if you plan on downloading it, maybe. Give it a try. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one. Ciao.